Hello guys, welcome to your own YouTube channel English with Teacher Shiv. And in this video, you are going to learn about how can you improve your spoken English, how can you improve your pronunciation, how can you enhance your vocabularies, and how can you get rid of fear of making mistakes, fear of being judged by others, how can you improve your accent, and every single question that you have in your mind related to English. Hello guys, my name is Shiv and I'm an unofficial English trainer who is going to provide the answer of all these questions with the help of this conversation which I had with one of most proficient and eloquent speakers, Miss SURBHI Goyal. So, be with me and watch this video till end. Let's get started with this conversation.
If I talk about my education, so I did Masters of Arts in English Literature and Bachelor's of Education. I worked as an assistant professor of business communication skills. Then I worked for a reputed school as a school teacher, as an English teacher. And then I also worked as a spoken English trainer, personality development trainer. So now I am running my own classes. Basically, now I'm a spoken English communication skills and personality development coach. I help people enhancing their not just their English but also their overall public speaking skills, their confidence.
So, hello SURBHI ma'am, very good evening. How are you doing today?
Hello, good evening, sir. I'm doing really well and thank you for inviting me for your channel and I'm doing really well. How about you?
Well, I'm fit as fiddle, doing great in my life by the grace of Almighty God and trying to add some value in my overall personality. Thanks for your kind concern.
Yes.
So, as we are interacting at the very first time, so it would be better for us like if we'll introduce each other. So, I want you to introduce first.
Yes, sure. So my name is SURBHI Goyal. I'm originally from Punjab, but now after marriage, I'm settled in Panchkula. So many people don't know Panchkula, so they can say I live in Chandigarh. So Panchkula and Chandigarh are neighboring cities. Yeah, and Panchkula is very beautiful because it is surrounded, like hills are just stone throw away from my city, basically. And if I talk about my education, so I did Masters of Arts in English Literature and Bachelor's of Education. I worked as an assistant professor of business communication skills. Then I worked for a reputed school as a school teacher, as an English teacher. And then I also worked as a spoken English trainer, personality development trainer. So now I am running my own classes. Basically, now I'm a spoken English communication skills and personality development coach. I help people enhancing their not just their English but also their overall public speaking skills, their confidence. Yeah, and apart from that, I also have a channel on YouTube which is Easy Learning with SURBHI. It is also based on English language learning, personal growth, and communication skills. That's all about me. Thank you.
Wow, that's really marvelous. I'm being flabbergasted and mesmerized the way you have introduced yourself. I don't have anything to say that I would consider you as a jack of all trades. I mean, you are versatile in nature. At one time, you are doing plenty of things. Honestly, you are multi-talented. And let me introduce myself now. Well, my name is Shiv. I born and brought up in India, and my native place is Uttarakhand. By profession, I'm a central government employee.
Oh,
As far as my academic qualification, I'm done with my Master in English, Master in Commerce, and this year I'm pursuing a Master in Economics. This is my final year. In addition to this, I do teach English to beginners and intermediate speakers through different online application as an unofficial English trainer. And I have my own YouTube channel by the name of English with Teacher Shiv. So that's all from my side in brief. If you want to know something else, you can ask.
no, so basically you're a master. You have done masters in English, masters in commerce, and now masters in economics is on your way. You want to be the master, I can say.
Yeah, I'm trying my best as I'm following your stepping stone. I want to become versatile as you are.
No, I always say I'm work in progress. There are so many things to learn. So yeah, but whatever knowledge, whatever experience that I have gained, like in the past, you can say 13, 14 years. So all of my wisdom and knowledge, I try to impart that to other learners in the best possible way. Yeah.
Wow, that's really not even you are social worker, but still you are sharing your abundant information to those aspirants who are literally inquisitive and passionate about that. I'm really delighted to hear that.
And I'm very happy to know that you're doing so many things in your life. You are working and you want to study, and also you're imparting knowledge. It is great. Not all can do that at the same time.
Thanks for your kind words. I would take it as a gratitude for myself. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
And moving to my next question for you is, I just want to know those magical tips and tricks from your side that you have been following in order to master this language. As I can see, the level of fluency is too high. So please.
But before that, I really want to know from where do you get this accent? It is not really American, not British, but from where does this accent come?
Well, talking about my accent, actually, it was a very critical story. Let me share in precise way. Actually, I did my schooling from Hindi medium school, and when I started my journey of learning this language, I was such an awful and terrible speaker of this language. I started from scratches from zero at ground level, and someone said me that you can use one application there you can enhance your spoken English. I started using that application. There, I've talked with many native speakers from around the world. Some of them from United States, United Kingdom, some of them from Canada and Australia. In initial stage, I couldn't understand them or exactly they were speaking. But later on, I started diving into that language and started watching videos of native speakers. Then I started understanding to them that
Hmm.
as you know very well, environment plays a very indispensable role in one's personality and behavior, and that same accident happened with me. I got a bit influence of their accent on my spoken English.
Yeah.
Intentionally didn't learn it because I don't believe on accent and all, but I believe on it is correct pronunciation. And secondly, the second accident happened with me for the same accent is last year I decided to improvise my pronunciation. And for that, I started learning IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet, where I need to practice with different sounds like 44, 24 vowel, sorry, consonant and 20 vowel sounds. So there, I need to work on my minimal pairs. And just because of these two accidents, my way of speaking becomes entirely different the way normal Indian speakers speak English. So that's the disaster I got in my own accent, honestly speaking.
That is us. Don't say that. See, that's what makes you unique, right? You have this accent, so it's fine. It's fine. It's attractive, rather, I can say. Okay, you know, you see the
And
first.
most of the time, people say your accent is amalgamation of British, American, Indian. So sometimes they feel a bit difficulties in order to understand me. So that's why. But I'm trying to neutralize it. Let's see how long it will take to me to get on my own neutral accent.
Yeah, people will find mistakes. Even if you give your best, there you will always be criticized. So that's absolutely fine, right? And
True.
that my answer comes here. Like you asked me, tip and trick, right? The
Yes, exactly.
first answer here, that you talk to other native speakers and from them you picked that accent, right? So now your
Yes.
accent is that. So what I feel, in my case, I won't say any tips and tricks. What I feel, English is around you, okay? But you just need to have this learning ability. You need to have this, you need to be a curious learner, because when you are like that, you will learn this language anyhow, because we are surrounded with it. You see, if today people say that they claim that you can learn French or Spanish in 3 months, 4 months, then why can't English? English is here in our country. We are surrounded with it. Look at the messages we receive, okay? All in English. We go to the markets, we read the boards, all in English, right? So we read anything, any text or any books, everything in English. So why not? So what I feel here, I say that once you are dedicated and you set aside a separate time for learning, you can certainly achieve your goal and you can learn English and you can be a fluent English speaker. It's a process. It's a process. But people who want to start their journey, who want to learn, I can say please open YouTube. YouTube is an ocean of knowledge. Give your ears exposure, right? Like listen to some podcast, listen to anything. Like let's say if you're a music lover, okay, and you listen Hindi songs or Punjabi songs or any other language song. So if you really want to learn English, can't you switch to English songs for some time? I hope you
True.
can do that. That won't be a big deal for you, right? So that way you are learning English because this is going into your ears. See, that's how I picked English. Okay, so I want to narrate an anecdote from my life. So like I said that I am born and brought up in Punjab. So in Punjab, in 90s, you can't expect from Punjabi family to talk in English. Nobody really talked in English, right? So and I was studying in the English medium school, but it was for namesake. Nobody really around me talked in English until one day, a new school opened in our town. So it was the talk of the town. Why? Because it was an air conditioned school. And this was very attractive for everyone. It's an air conditioned, they have ACs, our children will go in that school. So the best decision at that time my parents made was to enroll me in that school. So that school changed my life, I can say, because there was a rule. It was basically mandatory to speak in English no matter what. You speak in English or you stay quiet, but you cannot talk in Hindi at all. And then there was a punishment. If you talked in Hindi, your points would be deducted from the houses. You see, we were allotted houses in our school days, if you remember.
Yes,
I
I
still
remember.
Mine
Yes.
was Tagore House. I still remember that.
But
So
I got Asoka and Ravindra like that.
yeah. So our points could not deduct from the houses. So as a result, we would try our level best. Although I was, very introvert and shy kind of a child, a student also. So I used to stay quiet. I wouldn't speak in front of my teachers. Just, with my friends, I would speak in Hindi, but otherwise I used to stay quiet. I never talked to my teachers because of obvious reasons. I didn't know English at that time, and I was in grade six. And I still remember it was in grade seven. Basically, I took 1 year to pick this language, because around me, my teachers were speaking and speaking in English. And grade seven, I had to speak something really important to my teacher. There was no escape from it. And then finally, I uttered few sentences in English. And I still remember it was broken English. But then I can say that this foundation was laid where I had, I built that ability to speak in English a little bit, a little bit. I'm not saying I became fluent. No, that's a long journey. That's still a journey, I can say. But then again, after 2 years, my parents changed my school, and again I got disconnected with this language. Then, but English grammar was always there. It was a subject. If you remember, English grammar was a part, right? Like in our English textbooks, there was a little grammar part. And when I was doing my bachelor's of education, sorry, bachelor's of arts. I'm so sorry, bachelor of arts. So there also I had English elective as a major subject. So grammar was always there. What I felt that actually grammar helped me become self-sufficient. So I think that is why I never, really needed any kind of a training because I knew grammar structures, I knew sentence patterns, I knew, these tiny things, minor things that are required to make correct sentence structures. So I can say in my growing years, and then when I landed into my job, basically my job made me a fluent English speaker because that was the need of an hour. So I was a assistant professor of communication skills, and there was no room for any mistake. So I used to practice speaking. I assumed that there were students around me at my home. I would do that every night. So I practiced my lectures there so that I did not make any mistake during the delivery of my lecture. So that's how I started becoming fluent. Since I was aware of my own mistakes, so I used to rectify it. I polished myself, and that's how I started becoming fluent with time. I'm yet not fluent. Nobody is. It takes time. Okay. So, but yes, you keep on learning every day, observe, notice, apply that in your speech, and you're good to go. long story, I can say. Yeah.
Wow, the way you take off in narrative, narrating your English journey, and the way you landed, it seems to be that I'm listening to a podcaster who is so exuberant and jubilant narrative to narrate his or her
I'm
English
glad.
journey.
Yeah, glad to hear
And,
that. Thank you so much.
I'm being fascinated the way you pick this language in a natural way, and the most prominent part of your spoken English is like you are blessed with grammar rules. Means I've since I started talking to you, I can observe that you are not making a single grammar mistake, and it means you are really proficient in terms of grammar. So, out of box, just because of the statement I was stated just now, what do you think about it? Is grammar really mandatory in order to speak English fluently, or we can skip?
See, to learn any language, grammar and vocabulary are the foundation. If you keep on learning grammar, but you don't have enough words, you can't speak. If you have words, but you don't know how to give them a shape, you still can't speak. So, anyhow, both are important. If anybody is telling you no, grammar is not required, that's a lie. Having said that, okay, why do you smile?
No, I'm just smiling because I'm the one who kept saying to people, grammar is not mandatory.
Voice is breaking. Could you repeat your answer, please? When I asked that, you were chuckling. Yes.
Uh, Yeah, I was saying that, I'm the one who kept saying to my students, like, you don't need to learn grammar and all in our initial stage. Don't try to create a type of grammar in initial stage. Just focus on your fluent confidence first. The moment you reach on that level where you feel that you can speak English with anyone around the world, so comfortable way, without hesitation and shyness, then after you can work on your accuracy, which means grammar. But
That's good.
sorry, no offense.
That's a good.
Stick on your.
Not at- That's a good piece of advice. Actually, this is something I do. See, understand, please. When I say grammar is important, I am not asking you to now open your thick books and memorize grammar rules. No, I'm not saying that. I'm answering to your question that indeed grammar is important. Like you are speaking right now, you're making all these sentences very nicely. You're fluent. How do you do that? You might have done two things. Either you actually read some grammar books, right? You've gained some knowledge, or you were reading. You were reading or listening. That's how all these words were going into your mind, and these were all sinking in, right? Two ways. But anyhow, grammar is there. Let's say if I have these words, okay, I want an apple. Correct structure? I want an apple. Now let's scatter these words. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any grammatical knowledge. I don't know how to make a grammatical correct sentence. So how will I speak? I say apple need I means that apple need me, not I need an apple, right? Since we are aware of it that I need an apple is the correct one, so that's why I'm able to speak. When I'm saying grammar, I'm not saying that you have to learn directly, because you see working professionals, or when you pass out from your colleges, you cannot go back and learn grammar. But of course you can use the other ways, like listening to people, listening to some audios, reading is one of the best ways to improve your vocabulary. Reading is great to understand the expressions, phrases, idioms, so many other things. So there are ways to understand, not necessarily you have to dig deep. Okay, like in my classes, I teach grammar, but the basic one, like tenses, are important, very important, in fact, major part. So I teach the basic one. So that's how people learn. That's how students learn. And I believe that is why they need guidance, because alone by themselves they don't learn grammar. They think it's boring or something like that. But I believe in teaching in such a manner that they really enjoy also. Yes.
Wow, you made me amazed and wonder the way you have clarify every single step of importance of grammar and the way you certify your own statement. It's really stupendous and fantabulous. I couldn't believe on it. Thank you.
I think I will
And
digest all these nice words that you are speaking for me. You're praising me a
Okay.
lot. In emails also, when I read your email, I was like, oh my god, like you are you are writing so well. You're all praise for me. So I was like, I don't deserve this much praise. But yes, of course, I always give my level best.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for your kind words. And again, moving back to next question, there are two different terminology. I'm sure you are aware of this. Number one, accent. Number
Mm,
two, pronunciation. Now, do let me
pronunciation.
know what do you think? What are the difference between accent and pronunciation? Which one is more important in order to speak English fluently? Whatever is your answer, I want you to give me a logical reason behind it.
I think you are checking me here. You are like, checking my knowledge if I have any knowledge
Oh,
because I've never gone that deep. But it's a interesting question. No one has ever asked me this. Okay, okay, let's understand. So I'll give you an example. Two women I'll name. One, Miss Sudha Murthy, amazing lady. Second, Priyanka Chopra. Okay. Both speak English really well, like really well, of course. We all know that. We have heard their lectures, their speeches, right? Their interviews. The common thing that they both pronounce the words correctly. Sudha Murthyji's words are always fine, the correct pronunciation, but she has an effect of her mother tongue, her state language. She's from South. So you will see that effect of her mother tongue influence on in her speech. You will see that.
for me, it's
But
burger.
does that
I don't say burger,
make her
but I do say
less
burger.
refined speaker? That's the exact
No,
pronunciation. Not at all. So there is no question of accent. If you see
If you're
Priyanka
speaking
Chopra,
words correctly, if
now
you're
see she
pronouncing it
is an
correctly, then
actor,
there's no
right?
question
And
of
she has
accent.
learned this
If
American
I say
accent
that
and she
burger,
speaks really
I
well.
want to eat burger. Burger.
Now, in
I'm
her
emphasizing
case,
on this
it
word
is
burger,
mandatory. It is required.
right?
This is
Everything is
this
ruined.
is a matter of
Spoiled.
her
My speech
profession.
is
This is
ruined.
a question of her
So it's all
profession.
about pronunciation.
And she
Accent
speaks
doesn't
so
matter.
well.
It doesn't matter.
Now, let's
Sudha
say
Murthyji's
both are
accent
Indians and
is,
both are
she has
pronouncing
that
the words,
South Indian
pronouncing the words
touch
correctly,
in her English speak, but
right?
she's an amazing woman. She
Pronunciation
speaks
will always
really
be
well.
there. This is the
People
first thing you must
admire
know.
her a lot. So then where's
Let's say
this
I have a
accent?
student
I
who's
think
from
it's all in
Chennai.
our
Okay,
maybe
so how would you pronounce
people
this
around
word?
us, maybe they make us feel like that. So I don't know.
Youngr, or why? Let's say
So it's
young.
pronunciation that
You
matters
know
the
how he
most,
pronounces the word?
according to me.
Or younger, you say Angar.
Wow,
Angar.
that's really great. You
Most
nailed
students are
it.
from
In
South. They can't
fact, I would
say
say I don't
year.
know from where you have done
Year.
mastering in order to crack
Okay.
hard
Now
nut
this is a
in a
pronunciation
very easy
problem.
way.
If they
That's
say
superb.
younger, if you
And
pronounce everything
I do
correctly, then
have a
where is
lot
the
of
accent?
question on my plate
I
that
mean,
I
you're
want to
pronouncing
serve you,
everything
but
correctly,
I'm not sure how much time we have because we are
right?
running out with the time. So
Any
if you
Punjabi
have
speaking
something a
in
bit
English
which you
and
want to
they
ask to me, you can
know
ask. Otherwise, like we can
Burger.
wrap up the session.
Let's wrap up the session. It's for your channel, then I'll start for my channel, right? Will take 15 minutes, not more than that.
Okay, I'll tell you in the chat section. Okay, but it was a really fruitful and productive, constructive, magnificent, splendid, phenomenal, remarkable session from your side, from me.
I'm
And thanks for giving your
yeah,
precious time.
you
To
that
more, moreover, I have learned a lot of things from you. I'm trying to invite those stuff on my speaking so that I would become an impeccable and good speaker like you. So thank you, ma'am. And let's see when we'll talk next. We'll talk about some other topic as well, because languages like that, the more we speak, the more little accent that those with each other, the better we sound.
exactly. Yeah. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye bye. Take care. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye.